So joining me now to discuss this, Deputy Executive Director at the National Security Institute and former Special Assistant to President George W. Bush, Martha Miller. Martha, thank you so much for being here. Special Envoy Witkoff meeting with Putin's economic advisor as Zelenskyy meets with those leaders in London. Do you think that Europe is preparing for a post-war Ukraine, or does it expect this conflict to just keep going? And what can Europe do to really improve Ukraine's defense?
Look, this has actually been a pretty big week for Ukraine. First of all, President Trump announced new sanctions on both Rosneft and Lukoil, Russia's two largest oil producers. That is extremely significant because it's the first time that this has been done since the start of this war. People have been, both the Biden administration and the Trump administration previously had been reticent to embark on these sanctions in the past because of concerns about, frankly, the oil prices and oil markets around the world. Clearly, that is no longer a concern for President Trump. Coupled with the EU, they just issued their 19th round of sanctions against Russia. On the one hand, the fact that it's 19th round does indicate that the 18 rounds have not worked sufficiently. But I think the combination of the two, where the oil, gas, LNG will all be hit, is very important. Russia's economy is not faring well, and all of those pieces will be factors. At the same time, India and China are still buying Russian oil. And that is a problem, and it's something that I know the Trump administration has been discussing with India quite a lot. The other piece is the Russian assets that are being held in European banks. And the EU met last week to discuss, I think it's about 140 billion of euros worth of Russian assets, and the plan there is to use those assets as leverage to provide loans for the course of 3 years for Ukraine. So I think the pressure is on. Mark Rutte just recently met with President Trump as well, the Secretary General of NATO. So there's a lot of alignment between NATO, the EU, President Trump. And I think the pressure is on. I think the question remains, will Ukraine get the the air defenses replaced and the long-range missiles that they've been asking for? President Trump said no on the Tomahawks. Mm-hmm. But, I think the Europeans would like to step in, but they do need those assets to send further help.
So I just asked Congressman Jimenez about this new report that Norway's defense minister says to The Telegraph that Russia is amassing a nuclear-armed fleet in the Arctic Circle to prepare for a potential war with NATO. Jimenez says that he'll have to check on that. But how concerning is this, or could this be?
Look, from the very beginning of this, President Putin made clear that this is not just about Ukraine. He was talking back in 2021 about NATO needing to rolling back enlargement that had taken place years prior. We have also seen numerous hybrid attacks on Europe writ large, particularly in the Nordic countries. We've seen, drones over, shutting down airports, and particularly in Denmark and Norway. We've seen undersea cables being threatened by Russia's shadow fleet. The Arctic is certainly an area where there is reason to be very concerned. I think on the one hand, Russia is trying to put pressure on the Europeans as they do consider taking more measures against Russia. But whether that'll really have an effect, I think we're learning over time that Putin really only responds to strength.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.